All right, welcome back. This is Frank with Frankly Collecting, but this is a different Frank, and we're not talking about cards today. What are we talking about today?
Oh, hey, good morning. Okay, This is Frank, and we're going to be talking about collecting cars today. Not cards, cars. Valuable things, unlike those miserable cards that you guys on this YouTube channel collect. But anyway, and I want to show you my latest collection, latest item I'm adding to my collection. This is a house car. Now, nowadays they call them RVs, but when this was built in 1933, it was called a house car because they hadn't invented RVs yet. This is a one of a kind. One of a kind by the fact that it was designed by a retired dairy farmer who was about ready to retire. So he decided that after he retired, he got tired of looking at cattle, so he started looking at the rest of the United States. And he designed this house car to be built on a 4.5 ton chassis, 1933 Ford. He laid out the diagram on his barn floor, and this has all been documented and written up. But anyway, this is the 1933 house car built on a Ford 1.5 ton chassis. Contained within the engine compartment is a 1933 Ford flathead V8 engine. This is one of the it was just a year or two after they came out with the flathead, and this has become a famous engine over the years. They don't make them anymore, but they still hot rod them up to have fun with. They're in lots and lots of cars, and they've raced them. But anyway, this one is an early one. It has about 85 horsepower. We haven't started it up yet, but we suspect that with a little clean fuel, it just might fire right off and wake up the whole neighborhood because it doesn't have a muffler on it right now. But that has the original engine in it. It has an original transmission. This house car has been in a warehouse for 25 years. So it's rather dusty inside, but up until then it ran. Now the farmer, when he first had this built, he took it, after he laid out the design, he took it to a coach maker to prepare the coach on the frame. And then him and his wife traveled in this house car for 20-something years. They traveled all over the United States. They went to Yellowstone 3 times, went to Quebec a number of times, went to Florida lots of times. But in all of that time, so the story goes, he never paid for a hotel bill. They lived out of this house car. So let's do a quick walk around of the house car. You notice it has, these windows are all messed up. These need to be replaced. But up here are stained glass windows, which he had installed. And early in his youth, this farmer worked for a railroad. So when he designed the car, the house car, he designed an observation deck on the back of it, just like you might find on a railroad car. And later, as we go through here, we'll take a moment to go inside and we'll come back out this door to observe from the observation deck. Got a little gate here that needs a little welding. And of course, this is the other side of the car. It's all wood. The entire back of it, on top of the chassis, is wood, and it is covered in this metal sheeting, which is nailed to the wood. Now remember, this is a 1933 to 2023, 90 years old. So it's still pretty good shape. They've kept it mostly in barns and garages over those years, so you don't have a lot of rot. But we're getting ready to take off the roof here to put a new secure, waterproof top on it so we don't get water inside. there was a wood stove, a buddy wood stove inside of the camper. This is a removable chimney cap for the wood stove. You would take that off, of course, when you were driving, going somewhere, because it might blow off and you'd lose it. But let's go around to the other side. That's the passenger compartment. Look at this. This is the radiator cap. That is a collectible. I'm going to lock that under lock and key just in case some miscreant comes along and heist it. I would be very unhappy. So we are going to take the big step up into the house car. So step on in with me, and you can see the operator station right here. Of course, no such thing as seat belts or airbags. Of course, it comes with fully air conditioned 1933 style, and just so you get up early in the morning, you have your wind up alarm clock to wake you up so you can get on the road. And a little fan, missing one blade, but it's in the box somewhere. And of course, we've had curtains up so that when you parked in the evening, you could pull the curtain and keep people from poking their head in. 3-speed on the floor, plus reverse, emergency brake, all the important things. We've got a ancient radio right here. We will do what we can to resurrect that. Wooden dashboard. We believe all of the wood on the interior is oak. Maybe some paneling, but here this is oak. And the windows roll up and down. Isn't that? And with the screens on the windows also. There we go. And as you enter further into, this is a little card table that's designed to take out, and when you're in the campground, you can use this for a table outside. Now for heat, you saw what we had for air conditioning in the front. For heat, we have this buddy wood stove right here, which is, I'm sure, is fully operational, although we haven't operated it as of this date. The best thing to use in a wood stove is these little briquettes, just like you use on your grill at home. But if we had no electricity and we were rough camping it, we could always heat our coffee on the wood stove and have a sip of coffee in the morning, or even probably fry an egg or two. And we, of course, have all the accoutrements of home, including some decoration here. We've got a vase with some artificial flowers. Of course, it has all the necessary items, such as a refrigerator, although it's not really a refrigerator, it's an ice box. It's an old-time ice box. You put the ice in the top. Some of you younger folks won't understand this, but no electricity needed. You just put a big ice block in the top, and you put your cold drinks, etc. on the bottom, and that keeps it nice and cold. Your drinks. And then, of course, we've got running water, one temperature, and your little countertop, which the plan here is to completely renovate this. Next week, we will probably be taking all of these interior pieces of furnishings out. They're screwed to the floor. We'll take them all out and begin to refurbish them. The rear here is the seating area and eating area. toward the front is a table. I'm not going to take it down now, but it's typical table that you take out and you extend the legs, then you attach it to the wall, and you sit it between these seating areas. It makes a nice little table right in the center. Then you can also take that table, just like in a modern RV, but this predated them, and you can sit it down here, turn the cushions around, and you have a small double bed. And so you can sleep here at night. And then you have storage underneath these cushions here. Okay, and here's, you say, well, where is the bathroom? Well, you of course have men's and women's bathroom. You have pot for one, a pot for the other. Take your pick. That's too fast. Here we go. All ceramic to make it easy to clean. Here we go. That's that. Rear windows roll down and up, as do the side windows. Here we go. Of course, you have screen windows there. And here you're looking out on the observation deck in the rear. And then when you open your door, you walk out onto the observation deck in the rear of the auto car. It's best not to be over about 5'10" when you're walking around in here, because you likely will hit your head on the ceiling. These lights here are 6-volt lights, very antique-ish. Like I said, this is a 90-year-old house car. The house car was named the Roamer, one of a kind. No other Roamer, to our knowledge, has existed. I don't know exactly where this was placed, but perhaps inside here somewhere. Now this is a unique item. As I said, the fellow, the dairy farmer, when he was younger, worked for a railroad. So we found this attached to the tailpipe, to the exhaust pipe, not the tailpipe, the exhaust pipe coming out of the engine. There's a lever on it to divert the exhaust up through the whistle. So this would make a sound like a train whistle as you were going down the road. And you could make like a steam engine and blow the whistle through your exhaust. This is the operator's compartment. You have here a gas heater. Pulls out of the gas line, gas goes in there and you light it up. As I said, it's not automatic, it's 3-speed on the floor with a reverse. See, it shifts easily. I'm sure it's fully operational. You have a little extra vent that you can open up there to get more air coming in. You have a switch here for the fog lights, which are not currently attached. You have a little spotlight here that you can maneuver to see into your parking space. And here's the emergency brake over here. Mechanical brakes. No hydraulic brakes, mechanical brakes, which will be okay. They will be okay. Step on the brake, I think they're still good, still solid. Then you have a few switches. Here's some inside light control. This is the light for the roamer sign. See, it says roamer on there. So that must be that round sign. I'm still learning about this vehicle. So that's the roamer light. This must be a backup light. That is the throttle. This is the choke. Speedometer, 46,000 miles. Temperature gauge, ammeter. Various light switches. I believe this is the turn signals here. Left, right, off, little horn button. No power steering. And I suspect we'll get up to maybe 45 miles per hour with the current engine. And I don't know exactly what this lever is for here. We'll have to investigate that. Not sure. Must be some sort of light switch. And of course, as I said, we have fully air conditioned. Just about opening or closing this window here. There we go. We have vacuum operated windshield washers, and we have a little place here to put your ownership papers. And if you're on the road and get some mail, you can just put your mail or your maps right in this little container here. And then on the other side, we have a mirror, outside light switch, and of course the passenger's door, which opens up easily for access. Oh, of course, your fire extinguisher, which is located conveniently near your gasoline heater. We're anxious, really anxious to fire it up. Put a new 6-volt battery in it and clean the carburetor, some fresh gas, and if it fires up, we will record it and post the appropriate event. Looking forward to it.
How long do you anticipate it's going to take you to finish this thing?
Huh?
How long do you expect it's going to take you to finish this thing?
Oh, we're shooting for July 4th of 2024. July 4th of 2024. Maybe sooner, unless we get distracted by other events.
How often do you think we're going to post an update on this?
Well, if we work diligently, maybe every month. Maybe. So that's what I would like to do. That would give me us an incentive to stick with it.
And if people have questions, they can message me on the channel, leave a comment, and you will do your best to let them know the answer to their question, how things are going.
If you would like, we will do our best to do that. That would be a good idea. We shall try.
All right, something a little bit different today. Comment what you think. Tell us your questions if you have any, and we'll see you for some updates on this amazing project.
So long, guys.